Good, good, good evening, everybody. And all right, today's sunset was 5 to 18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sunrise today was 7:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all right, everybody, we just had to turn it down briefly. So today's temperature I think was -5, but warmed up into -3. Low -3 tonight. Sunday 0, low -7. Monday 0, low -9. Tuesday -4, low -4. Wednesday -1, low -14. Thursday -8, low -18. And Friday -8. And then what are you doing? Still going? Well, we're gonna have to maybe start the stream here at the house. Normally I wasn't going out for now, but we have to start stream indoors tonight. Yeah. You've heard the numbers. Yeah. Technically, we can say January is technically technically spring. So I'm gonna be giving it out for a second. I'll be right back. I might actually place my link into chat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are watching the Maple Leaf game tonight. So we're gonna switch to my phone when we get on our way out to Pinebridge. When I go on my way out to Wales School, we'll switch. I'll switch from my home to my regular phone. phone. So I want to tell everybody that we will be tuning in throughout the stream, but sorry that we are running way behind. So I think for most of the stream, guys, I probably will not be tuning in for a while, but we'll be back probably in maybe the next hour or so. So we're probably not gonna have any cams coming out yet. I'm gonna see if Jack Hard will join us or not. Our team needs wins. Our team needs goals now. This was the first response. This was at the end of the game, though. Game's over. Now Brady's reminding him, hey, I'm not scared of you. I'm just doing what I think's best for the team. Travis is in his ear. He's got him focused. He's got him going to the right. We're probably going to be doing this indoors, guys, because unless we decide,
and certainly he's the leader on this group, but you're looking for the responsibility is so much bigger than just Tkachuk. And you think about Ron.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the Ottawa Senator recently. Oh God, we have somebody coming in. I don't know if this is our buddy Jeff Carr or not. It might be our buddy here, Steve. Because I reached out, because I actually dropped the link. I haven't dropped the YouTube link yet, so I'm gonna have to do that. See if he will join us at some point.
Just we have a lot of good hockey players on our team and a lot of skill, so I have a good feeling we'll bring out of it tonight. So,
we hadn't had any friends in a long time. We don't know who it is, but yeah.
I'm always curious how elite players like yourselves are wired. When you come out here,
we're a very, very, very small channel. I can't.
What do you think? Yeah, it's always tough.
But I know, even though I like the stream tonight, but even though, this game is entirely based in Ottawa, based more in the city of Ottawa today. So even though the game has been kind of going okay, but I'll give it a few minutes. But after that, I might have to go for a little bit. Go for a bit, and then I'll come back. We're going to be ready to go to the school.
And to me, here's a player who can play physical for you, who can work.
Unfortunately, it may be late.
Get them out to those two guys. We've seen his skating ability. He can join the rush really well, and then combined with an offensive touch where he can join the rush, finish on shots, and make some smart plays offensively. So maybe a little debate on if it should have been Domi.
We're gonna quit out here, and then we're gonna start the walk here.
Strong season. We're working more ice time as of late.
Yeah.
And to me, could be a guy that could be a great fit with your two star players.
Love the story, and here's another story that's changed the narrative for me. William Nylander, he's one of my favorite guys in the entire league to watch. Must-see television.
Yeah, I want to see what this Toronto Maple Leafs team is really made of tonight, but unfortunately, we may probably not be able to. Oh, we have one guy watching us. Hey, join in, whoever. If anybody wants to come, anybody's free to watch, come join in with us.
I love that now, and not everybody's built the same. Some guys are intense. That get him going. Ron mentioned the plus minus. The points.
Yep.
5 seasons,
So I'm gonna-
40 points out of his 12, and he's not on pace for that right now. When he does have a partner
Yeah.
that he trusts, and this is Timmins, he hasn't played a lot with, he can make these reads. He can move it, and he can jump into holes, and he can join the rush. Something that he does very, very well. When you don't have a partner that you don't know what to do with it, very hard
Yeah.
to join. Number 2. There's been a lot of talk about the system. Craig Berube wants his D closer to the net. I still think there's opportunities for offense to come from this. And
We're gonna kind of hop off of it. We will keep going until we get back on. Which I think at this early stage will be probably around 7 or 8, 7:30. So see you guys maybe then. All right, talk to you guys a little bit later. See you later.
Matthews, Perez, and Nylander out there.
Yeah.
Some good players, but it's a very meat and potatoes type power play where you're just shooting pucks, looking for recoveries. It's an umbrella. So that's been a big part of his season as well. And then finally, it's the confidence. Is it there? Is it not?
Mhm.
I know the Morgan Riley I played with always used white tape on the stick. The World Championship, there's always one.
We're gonna leave the studio. I'm gonna leave the studio for a bit, and I'll come back later when we start the outside stream. So hope everyone understand that this stream was gonna be a bit late. So hope everybody understands. All right, see you later in the next hour. So see you guys later. Bye.
29 for our Hockey Night in Canada schedule as the Senators slightly favored at home versus Toronto, while the Canadiens, Flames, and Canucks are all underdogs. And the two are
All right, Dad. See you when I get home. Yep. All right. Bye. Apologies for the delay, everybody. But 24 minutes in. Sorry for the delay, everybody. We had to get my sweater washed, but let's go off to the school now. We're a little bit late, so we had to. Pioneer Secondary School. Making my switch over to LTE now. Yes. Tonight's live stream underway. And we get tonight's live stream underway. Still really cold out. It's like -5, it's still like -5, -6 degrees Celsius. A little bit more like -5, I would agree, but a little warmer, than it was not as cold like last week when it went down to like -6, went down to like -7, so it was a little warmer, but yeah, it's a little bit warmer than last week anyway. It's trying to be see if Mohammed will see if it's here chat for my or couple buddies my live starting to stream. If he wants to get yes. Hey man, what are you doing, man? Pretty good. Making my way up to school. Making my way up to where Pioneer is. I'm meeting up with him. Pioneer. It was very, very quite nice. I don't think I'm gonna be doing a stream. So this is actually finally I got it back without going off. So now we can go off to school. And also and if I same why. Or we had to start a bit at home. Just because things going on. The sunset today was actually 5:18 p.m. So apologies. So I would want to apologize. So apologies for the delays, guys. I had apologies for the delays tonight. So I am a little bit sorry that things were a little bit late, but we're getting things going now. So if I hope everybody understands that it was just too cold outside. It was not too cold, it was circumstances I had to get my sweater washed. So I couldn't stream out here tonight. I couldn't stream out here, or at least right away. A lot of people are probably taking the Toronto Maple Leafs. As of right now, Ottawa kind of really is the favorite, but I remember like we're really coming up to almost a year ago when the whole Morgan Riley really rag situation was with him getting cross-checked in the head, and Riley got suspended for 5 games with it. Yeah, it was a bad incident, and the Leafs for a while started to go a big winning streak in pairs. But it's so cold. Not quite as cold last week Saturday when it was just freezing out here. I literally had to go home. I literally said, you know what? It's so cold. So cold. Yeah, you can even like freeze. So like I had to, and I am walking to school As tonight I'm officially walking off of the school. It's getting a little warmer. It's actually a lot warmer last weekend, so but I did this walk last weekend. So at least Mohammed was I had to turn this thing off. So if I ever lost connection after so we at least will if we ever have to give up if we ever give up on it I take it back and turn the thing off and apologize to everybody. I, I would probably need to tell everybody that if I don't have connection, if I lose connection, I'm not going to be able to fix it. And then if my connection goes out, I'm not going to be able to fix it until I get home. I can't fix my connection. And I'm going to have to break the news to everybody that Challenge is having technical issues. I had to shut. I would probably have to make the apology that, yeah, and that was the thing that was happening. I've been trying to talk to that. I ended up hoping by the time we get to maybe go through some later ones that we kind of and now it will have to be Sunday night. If not, it's going to have to be Sunday night moving forward. But Saturday if not Sunday. And there may be weekends there will be probably times where we will do this. But there will be times where it may wind up being Sunday, and there will be times where there may be days where I won't be able to do this at all, walking here. So it also depends on my schedule, work schedule. So we were a little bit late. So we ran a little bit late. So we're going up now. So whatever had to start at 6:30 and had to start at 6:30. We had an issue with I remember guys from me and Jeff Lahar. They usually wants to check out my channel, but I usually stream every Saturday night. Maybe I'll tune into Jeff Lahar's Music Cheers again next Friday. Depending if it happens next Friday. That all depends on what happens. We're possibly looking at job coming on as well. So I might not be able to do that many streams out here, maybe there may be times where it might be on a different night, where it winds up being Friday night, and not it'll be Saturday night. Saturday night. Sunday night if it had to come down to it, and Monday if I can't. And that's going to be a lot more complicating this year than last year, because we had a lot of backlash on the Whitby community over the Ontario election. I'm considering forever not do 1600 as it is, because the Pickering Sunrise and Sunsets should have gone back to 180 and they don't. But a lot of people say, I know, I'm bad for Wikipedia, but that completely unacceptable. Definitely not. I can understand that country was not happy with what he was ready. He felt like maybe it was just maybe about his time to go. That's why I think it really was leading wondering if Mississippi Travel Fund 69 or Buddy Jeff Lahar. If anybody remembers gotta let me in and out alone. And I'm gonna have to let him into my channel. And I have to let him in normally my friend Mohammed tunes in all the time, but he's not gonna be with us this week. I'll make him gonna be at the hybrid the next while. And can we actually literally go a time where we don't have to worry? And I want to be editing with me and knowing that it's not only can we find a way to be on block and stay on block and try to stay on block and be on block and then try our best to stay on block. We want to be on block and we want to stay on block for the long term, for a longer period of time. Okay? We want to be on block and we want to stay on block. Because we can't afford to put any edit filters into it now. Because if we get caught, and then we get caught again, and this project on the hot seat here. If we get caught again, and we get blocked again, I think we're gonna have no other option but to cease operation with the whole COVID-19 thing officially. Spiral on this whole COVID-19 thing. Where it is, I'm not liking this trend. And as for me, we're not happy where this trend's heading. Yeah, we got off to a bit of a late start. Of night 3. I think something I was really talking with Steve about is, so to this day, as you know, I'm live. But you know, I'm currently live streaming right now as well. So Steve, it also depends on how the Maple Leafs do throughout the rest of the season. Because again, you have Florida that's had some of their struggles and is going through a really, really tough month in January. It's not like contracts to last January, but they've been having a really, really tough go at it for the last month or so for January. They're definitely not playing great. They're definitely not playing that great right now. So hopefully things can turn around and they can win the Stanley Cup, but there's been generally a bit of a lull here. But it does seem like maybe other teams are starting to catch up to their formula. Maybe other teams are catching up to them, but I don't know about Tampa getting ready to go back and maybe do another run to the Cup final. Toronto, Boston, possibly Boston, on a surprise everybody and go back to the Cup final. Or you're thinking we can get some huge surprises going to the Cup final this year. I would probably say Boston could be the biggest surprise of everybody. They turn it around. They started to be like the Bruins again. And they go to the Stanley Cup final. However, they turn back into the Bruins and they go on a run here in the Cup final. Something which didn't happen under Tim Montgomery. However, or you think you're the Boston Bruins. If we roll back the clock, maybe just a few, maybe back 6 years to 2019, and maybe be more active again in the playoffs for the first time, and maybe go on a deep run for the first time since 2019. Or do I think if this Bruins team is just about done, in my opinion. I don't think the season's done. And in my opinion, I'm really starting to think at this point, what happens if they don't turn it around? And my question, everybody's asking, good thing about all this is the Boston Bruins are not in trouble. If that everything is right around third in the division. So there's no really real reason to panic yet for Boston, but Florida is a different story. The Florida Panthers is a different story. It's actually a lot different this year. Last year, what we had was Florida and the Florida Panthers is an entirely different story. So Toronto is also another thing here. Right now, they won the division last year. They won the Stanley Cup. The Panthers right now are second in the Atlantic Division with a 5-5-1 record through the month of January. For the month of January. Okay. So the Leafs have been going through some of their struggles as of late. So the Florida Panthers have not had a very good month so far. This could actually be considered the first losing month they've had in a long, long time. This is the first losing month they've had in the season since January. And maybe if this season they don't turn it around the next couple games, this could wind up being the worst month the Florida Panthers have had in about 2 years since December 22. Then December of 22. The December 22, I think it would be, when they fell out of the playoff hunt, when they fell out of the playoff. It kind of reminds me of that story, the time when they fell out of the playoffs. But they were actually generally not in a playoff spot for a lot of the season. Came back. Eventually they wound up sneaking into that second wild card spot. Played Boston, and then they went on that deep run. Surprise run to the cup final. And then 2024. Then in 24, that happened event earlier on last year, they went on a similar deep run, but this time they also went to the cup final again, and then this time they won the Stanley Cup. So, the very big question is becoming, can the Florida Panthers, can the Panthers maintain that pace through 2024, through 2025, or do you think maybe time is catching up to them, or do you think that maybe the reality of it is catching up, where over the last few months, they haven't been that great. And again, probably imagine now, the Maple Leafs are probably a better team all out in the division than they were. And mostly been first over generally the last month, and generally since January, throughout the month of January. But we'll have to see what the upcoming stretch looks like. Because oh my god, what happened? We'll have to see, because the game the other night was not a good night for the Leafs against Columbus. Even Columbus is an absolute disaster. We're playing Ottawa tonight. It started in the vibe of last year. If most people remember, think back, and when I made that video, it was eventually that cross-chat led me to make that video that is the worst team in the NHL. Whoa! You had a massive storm? Oh my god, sorry to hear about that. We had a bit of, well, a lot of people don't know, but the Leafs are kind of going on a bit of a run. I'd imagine every team goes through their struggles a lot, but this has been really consistent over a longer stretch of time where I can officially say they don't shake up, turn around anytime soon, or we're going to have to really start having eventually start moving in. I don't think they're in the conversation of being out of the playoffs, but at least not yet. As of right now, they're sitting second place in the division, but if they don't turn it around, they don't turn this around here in January or February, they are going to start, we're going to have to start to talk the way we're not playing. Why are the Florida Panthers just not playing great right now? Apparently, this is kind of the worst hockey as of right now. They've been trying to analyze. During January, they've been losing a lot of games throughout the month of January. Last year, it really makes me wonder, are they going to repeat or not? Hi, Mohammed! How are you? But it seems quite inevitable at this point. It seems like inevitable at this point. Inevitable that they. One thing that really always doesn't come up. I just can't see it as it's inevitable that the Sharks were defending 2 times, the 3 times, the winning maybe the first game cup in the like in 2023. However, they didn't. I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing good. You want to hop on the stream with us, Mohammed? We have a little bit of some audience. Yeah, I think back to that stream we did the other night. I don't. Yeah, I'm on the independent for and turn the race for first place around. And I know the Leafs have not been. I mean, maybe we see if they can take back the first place spot for the first time in 2025, because we're actually getting closer to the same pace we were on last season. However, this season, when they eventually went on to win the Stanley Cup. This year, generally, it looks like they're on a bit of a pace. No, thank you. All right, Mohammed. But to this very day right here, I don't know for certain how long the Maple Leafs can. It's just kind of inevitable at this point that one of the things I'm really wondering if it doesn't come up this season. I just don't. I think I'm starting to feel like that. The last time, I think back to 4 years, 2 years ago, and that's why I really want to start to watch what happened with it over the time period for the playoffs, or like before I trade deadline to see if we can see if they can make it. If we can stay their first in the division at some point during 2025, then I can maybe prove it for, hey, okay, the Florida Panthers or whatever team wins the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row. Or do I start to think maybe Toronto just finally starting to catch up to these four teams and maybe the Leafs so far are dead. But I think the Florida Panthers are going to win the Atlantic Division. Here's why. It's like you gotta win your division. You don't. And very obvious here. We'll have to watch what the next couple of months bring. But the other thing is, Toronto is kind of breaking away with it right now. And to this day, they've barely fallen out of first base Collins and New Year's Eve. And apparently, we'll see if Florida can retake it. Actually, but I don't know how much is likely here. Listen, so much on the line with this playoff run, and this is not like last season, in my opinion. We have all seen that Toronto has been even more higher in the division. And more people are starting to think they're over to a Stanley Cup. Yeah. So the Leafs have won a Stanley Cup. The Leafs, right now, currently, this has supposedly been happening. It was the first time that's happened since 2002. Since 2002. The last time they were Stanley Cup champions was 2000. When they went to the Eastern Conference Final was 2002. When it came out of the 2002. Was the last time the Leafs went far in the playoffs? 2000. Something like maybe their first deep run. Really deep run. Their first deep run. Let me see this guy.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Mohammed. How are you?
How are you, Dylan?
I'm
Are
doing
you
good.
walking? Are you walking? You're
I'm
around the
okay.
school?
Yeah.
Dylan, my mom was asking you.
You do this every day? You like
In the week,
juggling?
exercising.
Well, I usually walk. I walk around. Because of the cold weather, I'm walking most of the time for the winter month. I walk Saturday night most of the time. But once we get warmer, once we start warming back up, I'm gonna start coming out daily again.
Oh, this is good for you.
Exercise.
Yeah.
It's like half hour or 1 hour you walk.
Yeah.
Half hour with a long walk, Dylan.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I always walk around Pine Ridge on Saturday nights,
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
and
But you're not doing something.
it's actually a little bit warmer than last weekend.
Yeah, but the weather now is good. Yeah, it's warmer than last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, turn -3, -5. It was
Yeah.
-15. It's good for you.
Yeah.
By yourself you walk?
Well, I usually always walk up here in the evenings on Saturday night.
Evening, Saturday
It's
night.
good, it's good. It's good for your body, for your brain. You
Yeah.
get this exercise, yes.
Yeah. I used to walk up here Saturday nights at one point as well.
Yeah.
How's Nora been doing?
Nora,
How's Nora been doing?
Nora,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so Mohammed,
Yeah.
to this date, like, do you think at some point, I'm talking months down the road, this
Yeah.
dream might not happen that often. I mean, these walking streams probably won't happen that often. If I would have for Saturday, it might have, they may have to toggle between Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Mohammed, you there?
I'm there, Darren.
Do you think that there could come a time where I might be working, and once I start working, there might come times where I might not be available all the time to talk
Okay.
with you guys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be nice that the weather is still not too cold, but
Yeah.
still cold enough where we might freeze.
Mm-hmm.
But really
Yeah.
hoping that I'm really hoping that the temperatures do warm up in the near future, so that means we can have some warm temperatures where we're outside and walking around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more often. I like stream every day. Yeah,
I know.
yeah, yeah. But a lot of them are shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll be working by next year.
Good.
Yeah, but who knows? Because if I wind up getting employed, there will come a time where I will probably be discontinuing the YMCA thing and start actually working.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is what it is. It's cold out here. It's not quite close to zero, to that 0 degree mark yet. Once we start getting above 5, that's when we start getting very warm temperatures out here.
Mm-hmm. We know.
Yep. The wind the wind the wind is not that cold as last weekend, remembering. I think back to last weekend
Mm-hmm.
where we ended up starting a little bit of it at home because it was I wanted to get the stream started at home. And then I turned it off, and then I turned off my camera for a while, and then came back on when we left to come up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably when you were noticing why I wasn't coming up here right away. And nighttime temperatures are still very cold up here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's not that warm out here. It's actually a little bit on the cold side. Did you have your surgery, Mohammed?
Yep. Next week.
Yeah. But generally this cold temperature right now. And hopefully by the time we get to the summer months, we should get warmer again. And Trump got sworn in this week. How are you feeling about that, Mohammed?
Feel good.
Do you think Trump has been reelected?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once we get to tonight's temperatures, minus, supposed to get up to like above 0 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we get above freezing, Mohammed, we should start getting 23, 20. Eventually, once we get warmer, we will start getting 20 degrees, 21 degrees out here. Right? It is feeling like minus 10 out here with wind chill right now. Minus 9.
I know.
But hoping that you guys are still doing great. Well, it's nice talking to you, Mohammed.
Nice talking to you.
It's nice that you can pop on. I'll have to let you go now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Bye.
Alright, bye. Okay. I just had to let him go. Because I can't leave Mohammed on for the long term. Hopefully, once we get warmer, we'll go back and start to give you everything a lot easier again. I'm really wondering if I should just start with 180 or just start with 1600 and work our way up to 19 to 2000 per day. Just because it might take me long, so we'll start with 1600 and we'll work our way up one day. Eventually get hot up. Okay. The reason why I'm doing that as a little bit of a side project is to alright, well, you're self-promoting everything, and you're filing, you're trying to do this stuff so you can get your back at editing with me again. Alright, claims that the numbers are wrong. I had to let go of Mohammed because yeah. Yeah. Well, for those who don't know what that guy is, I'm wondering if I am definitely a little bit cold. I had to take my phone so I can invite Mohammed in. I'm wondering I might not be able to invite Mohammed on all the time. Put him back in the basement. So I had to put him back in the basement without continuing my stream. I had to put Mohammed back in the basement. So I am on your alone, my fault. So those people that don't know, I'll let everybody come back around to this. Earlier in the regular season, we started to watch what was going on with Boston. They didn't have a great start to the regular season. They generally had a little bit of a slow start. They definitely had a slow start. They started really slow, in my opinion. And then I watched them throughout the month progressing. It's just they haven't been great. They haven't been great at all. And it's just been progressing. But there have been times where they've been out of the playoffs. And there have actually been times where they've been out of the playoff spot throughout the season. For a lot of the season, they were out of the playoff spot. In and out of the playoff spot through the season, through the course of the regular season. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but the rate things are going. I probably see them maybe being a 3 seed. Problem is, if you're seeing a Leaf team that's trying to stay in the hunt, and you also have the defending Stanley Cup champions in second, and you have the Toronto Maple Leafs staying in currently first place. So, do I think the Florida Panthers are going to win the Atlantic Division? Yeah. Does that mean it's going to happen? Probably not this year. I still probably have confidence that this Ray, let me see what the Leafs game outcome is for them to maybe gain some ground. Hopefully they can gain some ground tonight when they play San Jose, and hopefully start to gain some ground, a little bit of some ground here on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And maybe see if they can start to gain some ground on them. And see if they can gain some ground on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gain some ground on the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Hopefully gain some ground on the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Gain some ground on, hopefully they can win the next 2 games. And start to gain some ground on the Leafs again to try to gain some ground and hack back up to them, because they too been going through some struggle. They had a bit of a rough patch through the early part of the month. They've backed off of that now. So it looked like we were starting to hit a rush and start to swing back toward average. Probably by as early as probably starting as early as this upcoming month, February. But it's gonna be really, really February, March, see if this progression is even going to happen. And they may start to regress a bit, so I think their numbers are going to regress, and I think Toronto is going to, I think Florida is going to win the Atlantic Division again, as we saw last season. I'm not quite as big on them as last season, but I believe her. I can tell you that Wikipedia, yeah, I can tell you that you're actually right. Wikipedia is a cover-up. I actually made a video talking about Wikipedia ban, and they reported it. That, wait a minute, what? Wait, what? Oh my god. Wait, Maker Acts? They're after us? technically they're after me and Steve. Technically, what you're after us. But what they're after me and Steve, but we really over YouTube. I said he got embarrassed. And technically, if he did that, technically they said he did that again, you would be blocked for filing a false evidence. They said that he could have gotten himself blocked. It could have gotten him in trouble. Blocked. And I felt awful for him. You want to get yourself into more trouble? Said no. You have to listen. You have to believe. I think your big thing is you have to believe in us, Andrew. You have to believe in us. That we're the edit that we put on the articles. You gotta believe in us. I'm not turning into that scammer that you were talking about. That scammer that was trying to me a lot of money. He's been doing it like that. He doesn't hold it back. He usually takes. Does he take it seriously? No, he usually doesn't take his claims very seriously. I usually don't take his claims very seriously because I can't just think, well, you can't go with it here. But now I can. I think we just have to. I think we just have to stop, guys. I think we actually really have to stop this because I am for sure in trouble getting in there. Now, yes, for so long now, you think we're at a point now where you think it's time to give up and move on. Do I think it's just time to officially stop and give up, or you think it's time to just simply give up and move on from media and not even bother taking it? And the other big question is whether or not am I going to be able to keep doing a lot of these whole COVID-19 stuff in the long run. Now that I don't really come up here Saturday nights that much anymore, Sundays right now, because it's just been so cold. But once it starts getting warmer, we should start to return back to evening walks on a consistent basis, not even all 5 days, all 3 days a week. Hopefully that this blister now has been long healed, but I just want to tell everybody that this whole COVID-19 thing simply hasn't happened. It's simply with the temperatures not getting warmer, getting colder, not warmer, but the fact that we've been having, I think that we can safe to say that this is the first cold winter we've had, or close with cold winter we've had since probably since 2021, 22. This is probably the first cold winter that we've had really since 2021, 2022. Probably the coldest winter we've had since 2021, 2022. So we've actually slightly below, but I think the last time we've actually had generally a really cold winter would be probably 2018, 2019, where it was definitely a lot colder. 17 and 18 was probably mild. However, it was probably around average. Generally, we had, I think it was an average winter. It was a more near normal winter. Then 1819 was a very cold winter. But generally, we didn't have that much of a winter. Or if I start getting cold, I'm gonna call it a bit short. If I start getting cold, but generally usually decides when I start to freeze up here. Generally, I had to talk and fight my friend on. Now I'm definitely getting cold. Okay. Generally on nights where I don't have more, but generally on nights where Mohammed joins me, that I have to see about it. But I think back to when I started putting cocaine on the art piece. I don't know for certain that that's going to happen now. Now that I've actually realistically am taking it seriously now. Especially now we realize that this is actually a lot more serious than than just the foundation. And we can actually get blocked here. I mean, now we could possibly be really seriously blocked here. And now I realize we can take it if we're going to be really seriously blocked here. We're going to be blocked here. We're going to be really blocked here. I'm facing the possibility of being blocked. Blocked. It also depends if I decide I'm going to come up here and see a musical up here. Because a musical theater thing again we did last year. Or whether or not do I think, or am I going to do that again this year, or whether or not it's also going to depend on if I'm going to be even available to do it this year. Because there's a chance that if I have a job, we could have to try to do that again if we can. And we blew the opportunity. We ended up, I cannot believe the community. It's just such a shame that this foundation just can't get this whole thing to work. We haven't been able to even get this whole project done because we can't done all the blocks and stuff. And we had to kind of skew it a bit because of all the incidents. We had to skew it because of all the incidents and stuff. But I want to try to get moved over to Windows 11, guys. I want to try and start transitioning my whole computer to Windows 11. It's my goal is to start to transition everything to Windows 11 because we'll probably have to get a new computer to make that switch because how it failed. The operating system broke down. And because I no longer have that guarantee if we can get this whole thing resolved by this discussion anymore. Once we get back to the warmer weather, guys, once we start flipping back into warm temperatures, we can start to do more live streams where we don't have to worry about freezing out here. And at least, it's only January, so why this whole COVID thing, the whole COVID-19 thing may not happen. I don't know for sure if I can get this whole thing done legally now, because now I'm actually legally banned. Because remember, guys, I've been legally banned from the topic and from the site of Wikimedia itself. And it is in records, it's in the Foundation's records, so we can't come back from it. Because the Foundation is definitely, I can tell you guys, this Foundation is not happy. And the Wikimedia Foundation is definitely not happy. It's definitely not impressed that we hadn't moved on and haven't stopped it. So, I really think, well, you're kind of to blame here for one of the reasons why nobody wants to edit. You're the problem. I hopefully am getting a lot of criticism why we didn't act sooner, what happened between you and Sunhyu. Did you do anything wrong, or were you the right, were you the right and they were the wrong, or was I the wrong and they were the right? I think what really happened when they were not appropriate. In other words, they were not suitable. Another word we can say would be not appropriate. The Ontario and Quebec references that we were putting on those articles were not appropriate. Were not appropriate. Were not appropriate. Was not appropriate. Appropriate? Was not appropriate for the over articles. So he got pissed off. Sunhyu got really, I guess Sunhyu got really frustrated. I guess Sunhyu got frustrated. I guess he got, and Sunhyu, I guess, got frustrated. And I guess it was to a point where you gotta take action here. And at this point, like, you have to come to that. You have to come. Eventually, you're gonna have to come to the strong conclusion that this whole thing, you have one editor introverting the other editor. Simply, it was just becoming too obvious that the situation was completely mishandled. And as a result, what ended up landing us, that's what landed us with the sanctions. That's what landed us with the dictionary sanctions. That's what landed us with the dictionary sanctions and bans that we are under. Nobody wanted us editing after that incident. But virtually after the ban came into place last time, nobody wants me editing. I've never had an incident report filed on me in a long time, but of those people that we can remember, I've been kind of lost their favor with me a long time ago. And the weather being hopefully starting to get warmer again in the next few months, should start to bring some life back out here. Maybe we can start doing some videos out here again. And maybe we can start coming out here doing more walks again, as we did last year. And maybe we can start doing more walks out here through the spring and summer. But and we all know now that Steve is no longer at Pine Ridge anymore. We were all thinking he would come back, but he didn't. So it was very obvious that I think we've been here before. Since I can't really solve the situation now, is fair to say that we have a dispute that's just gone 2 out of 1 war, and it was just like one thing led to another NAI report got filed on us, and it was obvious. It definitely was not going well for us. It was when Brendan Shanahan brought in, remember when they drafted Austin Matthews, and they were still rebuilding, but I think back, I don't know what the season would have been if the last year would have been if Matthews had that 69 goal season, nor if had they had that Matthews had the same season, they would have been probably out of the playoffs, out of the hunt for the playoffs at this point. They would have fallen out of the hunt. They've never really stumbled. In my opinion, I looked at their numbers and said they never really have stumbled out of the playoffs yet. But they have not stumbled out. But I know everybody can say, well, the Leafs can sometimes hit losing streaks and stuff. Yeah, losing streaks can happen, but losing streaks can happen. Sometimes we hit a losing streak. So yeah, that brings up the question, losing, next thing we know, you think at some point do we start to hit a bit of a losing streak? We've been having a lot of losing streaks throughout the regular season this year. That's actually making a lot of people really concerned. Because we've been hitting a lot of losing streaks, just a lot of winning streaks followed by a few losses here and there. But the most recently, we were actually just had a 3-game losing streak. But we actually hit losing a skid here during the early part of January. We have actually started to think, if we really started thinking, but the problem really would be is if you have so many teams right now holding into the wild card, the chance of them maybe being out is a lot higher, but hey, if there were Metro teams there, maybe we would be safe not to fall out. But if you're not, then your chance of you falling out is higher. Razor. That's what ended up happening in 2014, where I guess you look at maybe a couple seasons. There were a couple seasons that happened. I think it was 2014, I guess, in that 2014 in March. Okay. 2014. 2014. It was 2014, and it was March when it happened, when there was a monthly collapse. And apparently, I think they started the losing streak. They were in second. At the start of that losing streak, the 8-game losing streak, they were in second. They were honestly thinking they were a lock to make the playoffs. In a second place in the Atlantic Division. They didn't have a life. Always just fall out of it through. We've seen years, and I know what happened in 2014, 2015, when they lost 11 games in a row. We saw the same thing happen, except this time they lost 11 in a row. They missed the playoffs in a row. and then they were really, really terrible through the rest of the regular season from January through until we all knew that brighter days were coming. We have not yet had to do a rebuild, and we were really in the conversation that the Toronto Maple Leafs really does the Toronto Maple Leafs need to do some sort of a rebuild. I think generally they entered a rebuild during 2008. I guess it was 2008. I think it was like starting around 2008 was when they went into a rebuild. Was when they went into a rebuild. And that was when they went into a rebuild. And that was when they went into a rebuild. That was a rebuild season. Most people need to remember that. Sorry to say, it's Toronto and you need to do some sort of a rebuild. It was officially obvious that they were rebuilding. I guess they were kind of in a rebuild, but they were doing it wrong. And then that's when they kind of did a rebuild. They kind of went into a rebuild, and then 5 straight years they made the playoffs in 2013. Then it was obvious that they went into a rebuild. There was a lot of rebuilds there in the 1980s, but I don't think it was a retool. I think it was most likely retools. There were only 2 retools, I'm thinking. Then there was a rebuild, and then we had that big rebuild. They went into a rebuild again. And they actually started to bring more veterans. And they sent Steve Yzerman. And that's going into a bit of a sense. Toronto needs to do some sort of a rebuild. And this is when I think they started to rebuild. I guess this is when we started to do it. We went into that rebuild in 2014, 2015. 2016, and we expected, they're going to be bad. And they're going to be really bad for a couple of years. And this is when I think we really started to see signs that they were starting to go into a bit of a rebuild. They were not even I don't even think they were even rebuilding. They were not even rebuilding. Steve Yzerman. So this was he was in Detroit. So I think he actually played for Detroit at one point and won a few Stanley Cups in Detroit. But he was officially general manager of Detroit currently right now. Everyone can argue, yeah, they were kind of a disaster. It was intentional, guys. I remember, I think we all knew that they were planning on getting, they were drafting Connor McDavid. They decided to blow it up. They were going to tank. Spend a lot of time on draft picks and hits, and prospects and stuff. But it was obvious that when when they started rebuild, I think it's really rude when they start to have losing seasons like this. The perfect day for your. I don't think they were even rebuilding. It wasn't until when Shanahan came, we started to transition kind of away from that. And this was when the Leafs actually started to rebuild. This was actually a rebuild. A lot of people were recall that they were rebuilding. They were going through a real rebuild. Not a retool, or not even a retool, it was a rebuild. They were like rebuilding and they embraced the idea of a rebuild. A rebuild. The Leafs are not rebuilding anymore when they went into that rebuild. Obvious that they were going into a rebuild. We were starting to go into that rebuild. And that's when you slightly start to miss the playoffs. That's when you get really was obvious. Time we got to 2008. It was when they started to go into a rebuild. The expectations had been really bad. Yeah, they just blow it up. They seem like they've been turning it around. The New York Rangers. And we're in that conversation now. Another conversation is going to be the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders, however, Patrick Waugh Leafs have been going through. I think Toronto has been. Thought they went completely all young. That dominate with the guard. I think what they did right was they were actually bringing in a more younger prospect. But so far, they haven't missed the playoffs even once. In the time of Austin Matthews, not even one time. I think we're a couple years here and there. It's always Toronto. They thinking what weird things can happen here in our city. I don't think Toronto has been that bad this year. You're comparing their overall record. They haven't been quite as great, but if you're looking at the record, but if you're looking at their overall record, they're on pace for 110 points. On pace for 100. I don't think the Leafs are playing not that great, but you're looking at the points team. But they're in. I'm not that far off. As by the time they lost 4 in a row, we haven't lost 4 in a row even once yet this season. Not yet. We haven't lost 4 games in a row yet. But Boston recently lost 6 games in a row. And Boston recently lost 6 games in a row. So they've been out of the playoff spot a lot this month as well. But in reality, Toronto on the other side. Now it's like I'm just wondering. I don't think the Leafs are concerned, but sure. Yeah, the Leafs have not been. I'm gonna say a little bit concerned. They're not playing nearly as great as the last couple of seasons, but if you're looking at the record, they're on pace for I'm looking at the points page right now, and they're on pace for like 100. Yeah, they're on pace for like 90. They're in the 90s right now, so you know, well, bad, but let's say the Leafs start slow in many months from now. Let's see if we can take this way. The last time I tried taking this way, there was ice down here. We could. Do I think the Leafs are going to win the Atlantic Division this year? We can move correctly or no, we can walk in here. See if I can do it without risking my life. Do it. Things don't go well, I may have to turn back down. Be a little bit safer than last time. Stop. We're kind of going into trying to finish this whole COVID wave project. The other very big question is what happens with Toronto over the next coming months. Toronto, are they going to be a threat or are they not going to be that much of a threat? They may not be that much of a threat, in my opinion, but a lot of people are probably so taking the Stanley Cup that a lot of people are predicting them to be. Because keep in mind, you're looking at a lot of their numbers right now. They've been kind of a bit of a mess. They've been a bit of a mess. They've kind of been a bit of a mess. The goal scoring has not been there. If you're looking at the record, yeah. Yeah. I'm actually starting to ask that question, and whether or not do I think those Leafs are going to move up the deadline, or. But it feels like it almost feels like the same teams missed playoffs in the same year. Toronto, Florida, Tampa, and Boston. Toronto usually all make the playoffs every year. We've gotten so used to that now. And we're going into that time now is making me think it's starting to maybe get very unlikely of how long can Florida maintain that playoff second place spot, but a very big question is whether or not this wild card race, maybe Boston might being the one that falls out. I don't know if we haven't seen that in the playoffs a lot of between the two teams. But are the stars starting to align now that maybe the Ottawa Senators are starting to, as we look at a potential playoff matchup between these two teams, if we're possibly at a talking point of a potential staring down the barrel of a potential playoff matchup between these two teams here, Ottawa and Toronto. But it would really be a big look back at it would be a really big look back at some of the rivalry between both Ottawa and Toronto could we see that. Yeah. Not like last season when the Leafs were yeah. 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 But I think at one time we were second in the division at Christmas. Time we got to the holidays and then got past Christmas and everybody listening since then, this has been where they've been. Except this most recently, this is the wall that they've been facing. For some reason, Toronto just forward can't seem to get ever past the Leafs. Past the Leafs. Past Toronto for the first place in the Atlantic. So maybe I can start to see it. Hopefully things can start to turn around for the Panthers. And maybe they go on a bit of a winning streak. And they can finally catch the Leafs, but they gotta make up a lot of lost time for this month. Hopefully February to turn around. And this year would be deep. A lot of our predictions. Now I don't even think of that. But as of this week, not random. Yeah. But the Leafs have generally as of late been mostly first in the division for a lot of this season. But there have been a lot of issues. Yeah. Guess they would have been maybe right at 95. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Right, 1920. But that was tough. That might be tough with Power watching. I don't know. Yeah. Generally, the river's been terribly frozen over. Yeah. Yeah, it does usually feel like the same. Usual stuff. We have Tampa, Boston, Toronto, and I think Tampa, Boston, Toronto, and Florida are the teams that always make the playoff in every year. I gotten so used to it, but now there's a chance that we could get Ottawa. At Ottawa, and we're possibly this game's going to matter because we are potentially looking at a potential playoff matchup between these two teams. If we continue to explore a potential matchup for next season, for next regular season, for this upcoming regular season, for the 24, for this regular season, for this year's regular season, and we're potentially looking at a potential playoff matchup. I think a lot of people are probably saying that so they're kind of favorite. So they're kind of favorite. So they're actually generally more of a favorite as well. I think we can say maybe the Leafs are favorites. Or fairly being a favorite. Maybe being a favorite. Looking at their bet, they're definitely a favorite. Oh. Hi, Mohammed. Yeah, I may have to let that go. I might not. Well, as we're possibly talking about a tennis playoff as well, and they're looking like they came first. We're looking at potential, maybe a potential playoff. I was staring down the barrel of the Leafs staring. Yeah, we're getting into that conversation now, but we be staring down the barrel of a potential playoff matchup between teams Ottawa and Toronto and Ottawa. And will we have to play Venus Hallmark? Venus Hallmark. As it stands right now, are we looking at a potential matchup between a lot of teams right now? But I'm thinking, obviously, are we set for a potential playoff matchup between the Leafs, maybe in second, playing as their divisional opponent, or you think we're going to be taking a team of a wild card spot? That's why I'm maybe looking at potentially the two. A lot of people are kind of bringing up is the Ottawa Senators and the Battle of Ontario and the Ottawa Senators and everybody. Apparently everybody's talking about maybe Allmark win this Walmart. Everybody kind of going in for a potential playoff matchup. We can tell you which four potential playoff matchup between these two teams. We have one more game in March, and then really the conversation really is going to come down to it. Maybe we could be meeting them again. Maybe we might be playing them again a lot sooner than what a lot of us are hoping for. I think we're officially looking at the Senators and saying, you know what? Ottawa, if we look at maybe a potential playoff series, as I continue to explore a potential playoff series, as a lot of people are, we're kind of continuing to explore a potential playoff series between both Ottawa and Toronto. And Toronto right now, Ilya Samsonov, between the Leafs and Sens in the playoffs this year, or I might wind up taking that. You know, not even that, maybe even sure. We'll have to see what happens, because the Rangers should also be in the mix too. Possibly in Columbus. We'll have to see what we. So it's officially the Leafs. So the matchup has been set in stone. It'll be original six. Generally, even though they're not a divisional rival, they're generally we can say a conference rival maybe. But generally they're more of a conference rival between the Rangers and Kimberly Leafs. If you guys are looking at a potential New York Toronto matchup in the first round, you imagine we get Toronto, New York. I think, well, let me watch. But if things start to align, I'm thinking that the Florida Panthers, that maybe, unless Toronto wins the division, I don't think they're a potential playoff matchup in my opinion. And I'm beginning to wonder, they're kind of going to be one of the many teams that we're kind of looking at potential playoff matchup. This may not be the last time we may be playing Jersey, in my opinion. It may not be the last time we may be playing the Rangers. Who will we get in the first round? That would be a very big question. The other big question, will we get Tampa Bay? Will we have to play Tampa Bay? Time we will play a divisional rival will be. Now we're going to play Boston in the first round, and we're playing Toronto in the first. Boston. Are we ever getting Boston, or are we getting? And which team are we getting? Because we're kind of getting into a bit of a mixed bag here right now. It's kind of a mixed bag here between Columbus, Ottawa. Kind of a mixed bag right now. They're first in the division, so generally we're kind of looking at potential playoff matchups and looking at potential scenarios here. And it looks like if things align correctly, maybe everybody's wish. Ontario will have a Stanley Cup prediction this year. Maybe Ontario is going to be, maybe we're kind of looking at maybe the first matchup between the two Ontario teams we've seen in the playoffs. We haven't seen anything like this 2004, but I looked at that season and they said, hey, you know, you might think the Sens look for real. You might think the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to go deep in the playoffs. one of them is going to win the playoff series. I'm probably taking the Ottawa Senators. I probably would take Ottawa. You know, they're divisional rivals. They're a divisional rival. Two of them are going to meet. Everything's going into a playoff matchup between. All right, yeah, I'm going to hop out now. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. All right, bye bye, everybody.